Candle flames light the faces of Tibetan exiles in the small Himalayan town of Dharamsala. Here, at the Dalai Lama's temple, a vigil for the Tibetans who have self-immolated to protest Chinese policies. Khalsang Damdul, member of the Tibetan parliament in exile, says Beijing claims the suicides are organized and inspired by the Dalai Lama.
They are totally spontaneous individual acts out of desperation. The situation in Tibet is so difficult. There's no opportunity for protests, freedom of speech and like that. So they are taking this drastic action.
The immolations have drawn the world's attention, but done little to change Beijing's policies. Some analysts say the Dalai Lama should do more to stop the suicides. However, others, like Fulbright fellow Patrick Dowd, say the Tibetan spiritual leader is in a difficult position.
Because if he comes out against the immolations, if he says that the immolations are wrong, then we've had 100 immolators. And how is their family going to cope with this idea? And then if he comes out and supports the immolation, then obviously the Chinese are going to feel affirmed in their claims that this is all being instigated by the Dalai Lama.
Of the 100 self-immolators, at least 82 have died. Sonam's nephew was one of them. He spent a week in hospital before succumbing to his burns.
Inside too much burn. Outside, inside too much body has become burn. He cannot live. He requests to them, China army hospital. Please leave me die for my country, my people.
It's very tragic. I think everybody in this community lives in dread of hearing that afternoon announcement. Someone will go by on a loudspeaker and announce another immolation. There's a lot of sadness. But at the same time, I think there's a sense of pride that these people are sacrificing themselves for their nation and for their people, and that sacrifice should be honored.
Tsering's closest cousin also died after setting himself on fire. Despite the sadness, the young man says Tibetans feel pity for the Chinese, not anger.
What I really want to tell to the Tibetan people is that even in a critical situation right now, don't lose your hope. Your every individual effort will going to make a difference in the world. So never give up. No matter what's going to happen to us, we're going to face every challenge.
For 54 years, Tibetans have made Dharamsala their home in exile. Despite all that time passing, people here remain optimistic that one day there will be an end to the suffering of their friends and relatives living in China-controlled Tibet. Ivan Broadhead for VOA News, Dharamsala, India.